Right, hi all. I'm in the Yorkshire Dales today, and I'm here for a few days. I'm running a photography workshop for 3 days up in the Dales, and I'm making my way up to where I'm staying now. And I thought I'd stop off at Bolton Abbey because it's on the way. So it's a really nice ruined abbey. For this shot though, I've just basically got the abbey right in the background, and then I've got these stepping stones in the foreground, and then hopefully I've got a nice reflection of Bolton Abbey in the water. So that's the plan for this shot. And as you can probably see, I haven't got perfect reflections at the moment because it is a bit breezy. So what I've decided to do, once I've sorted out my composition, which I have, so composition, as I say, I've got the stepping stones forming my foreground, I've got a reflection of the abbey in the water, the abbey forming the background, and it's going to be semi-silhouetted because the sun is sort of just beginning to come behind the abbey. Now, excuse the wind noise. I've forgotten to bring my lapel mic, so I'm on the shotgun mic on the camera. So fingers crossed that the noise isn't too bad, the wind noise isn't too bad on this vlog. So that's my composition. Now the thing is, because it is breezy, I haven't got a perfect or anywhere near perfect reflection. So what I've decided to do is to use a big stopper. So a really dark neutral density filter to slow my shutter speed down. And what that will do is it will smooth out the water and bring that reflection back. So I'm shooting on a 30-second exposure at the moment, f16, and my lowest ISO number. So that slow shutter speed should really blur the water out and bring that reflection in. Because I'm on f16, I've got a big depth of field. Now I'd be shooting on f11 anyway to give me a nice big depth of field from this beginning of those stepping stones right to the abbey in the background, but I want a 30-second exposure. So in order to get that in these lighting conditions, even with my filter on, I've had to go to f16, which is fine. I shouldn't get too much loss of sharpness through diffraction at f16. I'd rather f11, but not a problem. So 30 seconds, f16. I've got a big stopper on to reduce the amount of light coming into the through the lens, and that gives me a nice long shutter speed, and that'll smooth that water out. I've also got a very soft graduated filter on because there are a little bit of clouds in the background, and they were just beginning to burn out or overexposed slightly. So I've got the big stopper to slow the shutter speed down and blur the water out, and I've got a very soft a graduated ND filter, a soft graduated ND filter, just to bring in the or tone down the exposure of the clouds in the background. What I'm also hoping to get is a lot more cloud coming through because it would be nice to get that really streaky cloudy effect. And it looks like the clouds beginning to bubble up a little bit, so we'll see how we go. So fingers crossed. I might even bracket as well. Even though I've got the grad on, I think I'm probably going to bracket my exposures either side of my main exposure, so that if I have got a bit of overexposure, I can bring that in by combining those two pictures. And also, if I want to get a bit more detail in the abbey in the background, I can get that on the other exposure. So I'll have one which is my main exposure, then an exposure brighter, an exposure darker, and then obviously I can combine those 3 exposures in Photoshop if I need to. I might not need to. I'm looking at the histogram and it's not looking bad. It's just there's a little bit of overexposure on the highlights, and the abbey's a little bit dark, but I don't mind that even if it goes into semi-silhouette. So that's about it for now, guys. I'm going to actually keep shooting. In fact, I'm going to hit the shutter button now. So I've also got a 10-second delay on the camera, so that any shake that I add by pressing the shutter button disappears, because this is a very long exposure. I've got the mirror lock up on, so the camera's locked up as well. So it's all good. So I'll speak to you soon. Right, hi all. Yeah, I had a really great 3 days in Yorkshire. So I was running a photography workshop for 3 days, and we had a fantastic time. We had great weather, great locations, and the Yorkshire Dales is a really stunning place to take photographs. But back to the location I started with, Bolton Abbey. So I photographed Bolton Abbey in the afternoon, and as I say, I used a slow shutter speed to smooth out the water and get more of a reflection, and that was fine. But we were back at Bolton Abbey the next morning, and actually I felt that the direction of light was better, because instead of sort of it being 45 degrees almost behind Bolton Abbey, which is what I had in the afternoon, it was around the other side, so we had light shining on to Bolton Abbey. And you know, for architectural photography, that sort of is a nice direction of light. Sort of 45 degrees sort of coming in at either side is good. So although I don't take many photographs when I'm actually running a workshop, I did snatch a couple of shots. I took one shot actually with a reasonably fast shutter speed, because I was hand holding the camera, and I actually think I prefer that shot. We didn't have really still conditions, but it was stiller than the evening before, so you can see a little bit of the reflection of Bolton Abbey coming in, so that was quite nice. And I think that might be my favourite shot actually, even though I sort of like the smoothed out water effect. That worked quite well, and with some stormy clouds in the background and some nice sunlight actually right onto the Abbey, so I really like that shot. But I did have enough time to quickly put the camera on a tripod, put on a big stopper and take a slow exposure as well, which again smoothed out the water. But in this case, again, the light is from a different direction. It's 45 degrees from the front rather than 45 degrees-ish from the back. So I've got the same subject with 2 different light conditions, the evening light and the morning light, and obviously the sun's in a different position. So what I thought I'd do is I'll put all the pictures on this vlog, and you can decide for yourselves. I've also converted a couple of the pictures to black and white, and I feel that actually they work quite well as well. So I think you know, the whole point of this vlog was, obviously it's a nice location, Bolton Abbey, and it's a great shot because you've got the Abbey reflecting in the river in front of it. So it's a really nice location to take photographs. And I think from a vlogging point of view, or this video, I think it's really interesting to see the 2 effects you get with different directions of light. So generally, that directional sunlight at an angle is great for architecture, for ruins and buildings and stuff like that. I sort of felt it was okay in the evening, even though it was sort of slightly behind, because it sort of throws the Abbey into like a little sort of slightly silhouetted type feel, although there was still quite a bit of light on the Abbey because it wasn't right behind it. So yeah, what I thought it would be good to do is, if you can have a look at the different pictures, guys, and let me know what you like best. Do you like black and white one best? Do you like the evening shoot with the light slightly behind, or do you prefer the morning shoot where the light's much more directional? Yeah, so that's about it. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog, and as always, if you can press the like button if you do like it, that'd be great. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, if you can consider subscribing, that would also be great. So that's about it from now. For now, I think I will probably put I took a few other pictures whilst on the workshop. As I say, I don't take many, but you can normally get time to take a few, and I'll put a couple more of my Yorkshire Dales shots at the end of this vlog as well. We photographed a really nice old stone barn, did some painting with light. That's where you use supplementary light to paint up a subject in the evening when the light's dropping. Photographs a nice waterfall and an absolutely fantastic limestone pavement early morning shoot. So it was a really good trip, and as I say, I hope you like the pictures. So that's it. I'll speak to you soon, guys. Yeah, until the next one. Bye for now.